Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Khan and I usually talk about citizenship by investment programs, residency by investment programs and second home visas. As you know guys, I am uploading videos about South America and Central American countries. So today I'm talking about a very interesting option, that is Honduras. Honduras is basically surrounded by Guatemala, Nicaragua and El Salvador, and it is also located next to the Caribbean beach. So that makes it a very interesting option, weather-wise, climate-wise, and close proximity to USA and Canada, because it's just 2 hours flight away from the mainland North America. And then the living cost is very cheap if we compare to USA and Canada. Real estate is very affordable, and people usually think negatively about Honduras because of the crime and the mafias, but the government is taking a lot of actions against these mafias, and now the country is getting secure day by day, and tourists are coming there. So it's quite an interesting option in my opinion, because they have like many friendly residency options, and also the citizenship process is just 3 years naturalization, which is very good if we compare it to other countries. Like only Peru and Argentina have 2 years residency requirement for naturalization, and then we have Honduras, which is just 3 years requirement for naturalization, and the passport is now very strong after they got access to Schengen area. Now more than 130 countries they have access to visa free with the Honduran passport. So that makes it quite an interesting deal, and this is basically a plan B country, because the requirement to live actually on the ground is just 1 day a year for most of the residency programs, which makes it a very interesting option. And that is why I will talk about the residency by investment there, residency by retirement, pension income, and residency by passive income. And then we will talk about the citizenship as well after just 3 years of living there. So the country is again Spanish speaking country in Central America, and the population is just 9 million, just over 9 million, but the size is equal to almost Nicaragua, little bit less than Nicaragua, but quite big country, not a small country actually. So the first option for residency in Nicaragua is residency by investment. That is quite easy and fast, because you need to invest $50,000 in the local business. The local business can be through establishing a company there and then investing $50,000 in the local economy, like you really establish a business on the ground in tourism sector or food sector or manufacturing or export import, whatever, but the business should be real, should employ some locals, and should have transactions related to the business. So that will qualify easily, and this residency is initially for 2 years, then you can renew it, and after 3 years you can apply for citizenship as well. And also there is an option of fixed deposit. You can do a fixed deposit in the bank, but you should not withdraw that as long as you are maintaining your residency, because if you go to renew the residency, your investment, your fixed deposit should be there in the bank, right? And you will of course get interest on that. So the fixed deposit is also an option for residency by investment. Now the next option is the pensioner visa, somebody who is a retired person from USA, Canada or European countries. So you can go for the retirement visa, because that has lower income requirement per month, right? So you should receive $1,500 a month from a permanent and confirmed pensions. You have to show them the pension document that you are receiving a pension, and a bank statement that can show the transactions, like the receiving income, right? Once you have those documents, you can apply for residency. And other documents, like they ask you the basic documents, and also the police character certificate. Almost all countries require that, and that should be apostille, like authenticated from your country of origin. And particularly Honduras requires you to provide health certificate. Health certificate means like you don't have any disease that can spread to other people, like HIV and hepatitis B and other contagious diseases, right? So they also ask you for that, the proof of that. And then the residency process normally take 3 to 4 months, because they have to verify all the information and all the things before they can grant you the residency. A residency is generally for 2 years. They can give you more or less depending on their mood, but generally they grant you a 2-year residency that you can renew. But the good thing about the residency options in Honduras is they don't force the residency requirement. Like for example, El Salvador asks you to live in the country for 8 months. In other countries, for example, Nicaragua will expect you to spend at least 6 months on the ground before renewing your residency. But Honduras is a different case. They don't enforce this thing for residency holders. So technically speaking, if you just live a month or two a year there, after 3 years, you can be eligible to apply for citizenship, and that is quite a good deal. The third option for residency is through passive income visa. Now for the passive income visa, anyone qualify. You don't need to be retired or on pension income. You just need to demonstrate that you receive 2,500 US dollars. So this requirement is a little bit higher than the pensioners because anybody can qualify, right? And $2,500 is still not a big amount because you don't have to invest anything. You just need to show your income from real estate or from dividends or from fixed deposit or from intellectual property. So that income should be organized like you receive that income in your bank account, and you should have some proof, some certificate that can mention the income, and you have to again apostille these documents because it will be coming from outside Honduras. So this will qualify you for residency there, and again the residency is for 2 years and will take 3 to 4 months to process. And then if you are a visa free guy, like if you don't need a visa to enter Honduras, you can straight go there and process these things, the residency process. But if you need a visa, then you have to apply in your origin country. For this type of visa, you will apply there and you will provide all the documents there to the embassy, and then again to the residency department, the immigration department in Honduras. So there will be 2 processes, like one for visa and one for the residency, the actual residency in Honduras, right? So once you get that, after 3 years, you are eligible to apply for citizenship. But for the citizenship process, you should be fluent in Spanish language because Honduras is a Spanish-speaking country again, like most other South American and Central American countries. So you should be fluent in Spanish language, speaking, writing, understanding, and also you have to pass some civic exams like on the history of Honduras, historical prospects, because Honduras is a very old country, almost established 200 years ago, and some political structure of the country. You have to pass these exams to be really eligible for citizenship and to be successful actually in getting the passport, because that's now a valuable document. So it will take 3 years. And finally, the taxation, Honduras will tax you on your local income generated from Honduras itself. It will not tax you on your worldwide income like the USA. And the good thing about Honduras is that it is very close to USA and Canada, and you can just reach within 2 hours or maybe less than 2 hours in some cases. So that's it. If you have any question, please put down that in the comment. And Honduras is both good for plan A and plan B, and also for the passport, because just 3 years residency is required. Thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, please do subscribe to the channel, and I will see you with another interesting and useful video very soon.